Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2001 Audi RS4 Avant. Up front is a 2.7 liter twin turbo V6, and down below is a 6-speed manual transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this Audi RS4 Avant for two reasons. First of all, this was never offered in the United States, and although I am on the right side of the car, most of these were actually left-hand drive for like Germany. This just happens to be an ultra rare right-hand drive. But the second reason is the fact that this has been touted as one of the best Audi products to come out of Germany. And so today, I'm excited to either meet my hero or seethe with disappointment. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. Last but not least, huge thank you to 5252 Motors here in Illinois for letting me borrow their RS4. They have so many awesome, amazing vehicles in their inventory. This is the flavor of the day, but please go check out their inventory, linked down in the description below, because you will be drooling by the time you even scroll. But let's get back to that 2.7 liter V6 under the hood. Well, as I mentioned, it is twin turbo, and Audi did make an S4 of this generation. However, the RS4 pushed it just a little bit further. So the traditional S4 had KO3 turbos. These have KO4s, which ups the horsepower to 375 horsepower, which is not only a great number for 2001, that's still a great number here today. The GR Corolla is still 75 horsepower shy of this car. Vehicles like the Golf R don't have quite the power, and so it was good then. Let's see if it's still good here today. All right, let's do a nice roll here in second. Nothing crazy. Don't want to roast the clutch or nothing. Oh gosh, you probably didn't hear anything. This doesn't have any crazy cool exhaust, and there's honestly not a whole lot of flair when it comes to that powertrain. It's not making me jump out of my shorts. It's very calculated and precise in when and where it gives you the power. Now the power is there. It's an absolute blast and a half, and you feel every pony under that hood, but it's not screaming at you. It's not, raising its voice at all. It's just working. Like it's almost like the fastest spreadsheet you've ever heard of. And it's great. It's and it's so consistent and so smooth. It's so smooth. I thought that it was going to be this sort of raging cage match, but no, it's not. Actually, not even a little bit. You could take it all the way up to 7,000 RPM and it's not really going to care. Let's see here. First gear. There's a little bit more punch. Oh, that is good. That is good. And all I smell is stagnant water because we've been getting a bunch of rain here in Illinois, but geez Louise. Oh, no traffic? All right. I guess I'll punch it again. It doesn't doubt itself. Like, that's the nicest thing. It doesn't have any worries or qualms, and although it is twin turbo, it spools so seamlessly between the two that it's just, it's a masterpiece. This felt like Audi really spent the time and was like, how do we do this? How do we do that? How do we figure that out? And like comparing it to cars like the E63 AMG that I've driven or the CTS-V, those cars feel so much less refined as compared to this. Those are hillbilly hot rods, and I love them in their own respect. But this is something special on its own. This is a little bit different. This took notes in class and learned from them. That's the difference. That's the big, big difference. Now, like I said, paired to it is a 6-speed manual. It's a relatively close ratio 6-speed manual. It's absolutely tremendous. I historically have not really loved Audi's manual transmissions. I think they can sometimes be a little bit clunky or blocky. I don't get that feeling here in the RS4. It is sublime. It's a great shifter feel. It's very tactile. The clutch feels good. It's very easy to drive as well, which is really, really nice. Even if you don't know how to drive stick shift, you're going to be able to handle the RS4 pretty handsomely. Last but not least, of course, this does have Audi's Quattro system, so it is all-wheel drive. Twin turbo V6 manual all-wheel drive station wagon. That is a winning combination. How does it feel to drive the Audi RS4? Well, besides you saw me giggling and enjoying the power, the ride is a little bit stiff. This is the hardest of core, I don't know if you want to call it 4 series or, you know, S4, A4, whatever, B5. This is hardcore. It did get stiffer springs than the traditional S4, and so it is a driver's car. You know, this is meant for tearing up back roads, not necessarily the grocery run, although this is also good for the grocery run. Visibility is good, steering is nice and confident. It's just such a lovely drive that it sounds like I'm smitten over this car, and it's because I really truly am. It is just simply lovely. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 6 gauges. So off to the left is the coolant temperature and tachometer. Up in the center, we have coolant temperature and fuel. And off to the right, we have the speedometer and our battery voltage. On the steering wheel, we don't get any forward-facing buttons. It does say RS4 at the bottom, which is nice. Off to the right, I do have a climate control vent, and moving on to the door, we have the latch you get in and out with the power locks, power mirrors, and then all the way back towards your elbow are the power windows. Moving into the center, we get 3 symmetrical climate control vents. We have our hazard switch, front and rear fog lights, as well as our ESP, and a cup holder. So we will do a big friggin' bottle test. It's an adorably tiny cup holder. Maybe can fit your little coffee, but that's about it. So it fails the big friggin' bottle test. Down below that, we do have an infotainment system. This is incredibly new for 2001. But down below that, we do have our climate controls. We have auto climate control, very nice for 2001, as well as heated seats. You know, not standard features. The Versa wasn't coming with heated seats back in this era, so definitely a nice luxury option. We have the shifter in the center, bright, beautiful shifter, 6-speed manual. Absolutely love it. Then we have the handbrake, and we do have some controls for the information, navigation, and a tiny little pop-out cigarette lighter in case you needed it. The seats are comfortable. They are leather. As I mentioned, they are heated, and the driver's seat is power, which is very, very nice. All things that I would expect out of a 2001 car. It has here in the RS4 Avant, so I'm happy with it overall. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats and some cargo space, so let's go do a back seat review of the RS4 Avant. All right, getting in the back of the RS4 Avant, and we'll get a quick look right off the bat. Black leather carries on. It does say RS4, and these are Recaro seats. So these are Recaro seats as well. I forgot to mention that. But even the back seats are Recaro, which is very, very nice. Once we are back here, it's not the best back seat I've ever been in. It's not super comfortable. You know, the seat is pretty close. This is my driving position. It's honestly actually a little bit further up than my normal driving position. So legroom isn't really fantastic, but we do get Bose speakers back here. This sort of carbon fiber trim carries on, power windows, and we do have this little light switch button. I've never seen it positioned down there. Very, very cool to see that. So overall, it's a nice back seat and it works. Not my favorite place to be. Where my favorite place to be is right there, driving it and using that little thing, but I'll take what I can get. Let's hop into the back. Let's take a quick look at the wagonness, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, coming around the back of the RS4, button in here, and you pull up like that, and there you go. That is the back of the wagon for the RS4. Absolutely adore it. This is actually for your GPS and whatnot. So you put CDs in there for the GPS, which is really cool because they actually give you different CDs for different European nations, which is really, really special. We also have some emergency tools and whatnot over here. Love these storage bins, and you can pull up the carpet here. You get some extra goodies as well. So we get a privacy cover, there you go, but it is a wagon. You know, this is so incredibly practical. And oh, looks like we also have a 12-volt outlet. Love to see that. It actually sort of pops out of the wall. Very, very cool. Very practical. So you get this incredible drivetrain, great 6-speed manual, great all-wheel drive system. One of the best all-wheel drive systems, definitely of the 2000s. It's debatable today if Quattro still holds up against everyone else, but definitely of this era, insanely awesome all-wheel drive system, twin-turbo V6, manual, and all of this space. I mean, it is just such a slam dunk that it just makes you scratch your heads to why anyone would buy anything else, but maybe that's an argument for another day. Now we gotta talk about the looks. And first of all, with the RS4, they did make it a little bit wider. They sort of flared the fenders a little bit, gave it this more aggressive look. I love it. I love the silver color. This to me is like Audi's home color, silver. I really, really like that. And overall, it's just a fantastic look. I've always loved wagons. I've always loved long roof cars. So I think this fits that bill really, really handsomely, and it is just, it's great. It looks great. It drives great. So let's get on to the final thoughts. What do I think driving my first ever RS4 Avant here on the channel? Well, it has been a magnificent time with the RS4. I'll be honest, it's not exactly what I was expecting, but not in a bad way. I expected, like I mentioned, this sort of angry, rally bred, pop, snarl, bite your head off kind of experience. And to be frank, that's not what you get here. Now, you get a fast car, you get an exciting drive, you get everything that you might want, but there's less theatrics that go into it. And so if you're looking for that crazy, off-the-wall, what's he gonna do next type feeling, this isn't really that car for you. But if you want predictable power, if you want big power in a station wagon, if you want the all-wheel drive and the manual, if you want something confident, this is the car for you. This car doesn't throw a party for itself. It just kind of leans back in its chair and smiles. It knows that it does a good job, and it doesn't need the validation of anyone else. It doesn't need your hooping and your hollering. It just needs those digits to go up very, very quickly. And it does. Those numbers move very, very quickly. And again, to me, Audi just doesn't quite make something quite like this as engaging, as pure as this car is anymore. It does have a very analog feeling where most new Audi products, they feel like iPads on 4 wheels, if that makes sense. This has a spirit about it, and I love it. I really, truly love this car. And it is so cool to check this off my bucket list in such an awesome, awesome fashion. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to 5252 Motors for letting me borrow their RS4 for today's video. Like I mentioned, they have awesome, awesome inventory. You have to go check them out. They will be linked down in the description below. I mean, what an absolute joy. If you want to buy a cool enthusiast car, you got to go to 5252. And huge thank you to them for making this video possible. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Oh, hey, a break in traffic. I guess I gotta do a poll. Take care, guys.